welcome back to Too Tired and Pillow Talk at the same time. We're just going to do a bit of a life update finally. I don't know if you can see her in the corner there, but this is Pierson. And today we're going to tell her birth story. We did a whole episode about finding out we were pregnant, kind of some of the journey it took to get to this point, as well as Elliot's birth story. So we thought it'd be kind of a cool way to update you guys on our life and what's been going on. We've obviously been MIA for
since April.
A while, and a lot has happened, not just with the baby, but with life in general, and just a bunch of other stuff that we'll update in a different video. So Pierson was born.
Well, hold up. If you see us looking down, it's because I have a note in my phone of
The story.
everything that happened. That way, I tried to do it with Elliot too, but in the moment it wasn't happening. So then, after the fact, after we had her, I tried to go back through and make a note of everything, but there weren't many details or anything, just because you forget about a lot of it. So this time around with Pierson, I made sure to throw my phone at Christian every time something was happening and put down the time and what exactly was going on. That way we just had a good, backup? A good what?
Yeah, and we...
Recollection? Is that the word?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We vlogged some of it a little bit too, so there will be some clips from that day in this story. And obviously we're not in my office for once. So this isn't our permanent setup. This is kind of our... Elliot's at her grandma's while we try to record this, and
Christian's office is a mess, so
we want to create something. So
there.
a different update. I finally got a camera, so that's what we're using right now, and the production quality of our setup in general may change as we record some of these, because I think it'd be kind of fun to do it on the go or outside or something. We will still use our audio equipment for different things, and there's still some podcast ideas that we have, and that's a different thing.
Yeah.
Today, however, is all about baby Pierson Poppy.
Yep. So, if you've been following along on any of my other socials, not so much the Too Tired page, but my photo page or my personal page, then you know that this pregnancy was kind of rough. Looking back in the grand scheme of things, it wasn't that horrible.
It was just different and a little more intense than Elliot's.
Yeah, it was just very different from Elliot's. I've been telling everybody that if I wouldn't have tested with Elliot, I would have never known I was pregnant with her, really. That's how easy it was. And this time around, there were symptoms from day one, literally, all the way up until induction. So around 34-ish weeks, I think, I finally caved and asked my OB if we could have a scheduled elective induction. After doing my own research and stuff on that, and just because everybody has their own opinions about that type of stuff, and we kind of weighed the pros and cons and talked about my delivery with Elliot and how that could impact this one.
We didn't ask Elliot.
No.
You made it sound like we asked Elliot what she thought about her.
No.
We were trying to plan how to get our dogs taken care of, to make sure that our house was in order.
That we had a sitter lined up for Elliot. Christian could be there with work stuff and all that.
We just needed to have a plan.
Yeah. Our OB is amazing, and he was very on board with my request and said that a lot of people, as long as I'm 39 weeks, he has no problem doing an induction type of thing. So we scheduled an induction for August 10th, and so we just knew the final weeks leading up to it that if she came early, great, which every day we thought she was going to.
Couple false alarms.
Yep, I spent a lot of time being monitored out at labor and delivery because I was having contractions basically nonstop for weeks. And with Elliot, since I was induced with Elliot too, not scheduled, I didn't really know what just those natural starting labor contractions were.
I think you probably had Braxton Hicks that day.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so every time I was having these super, super intense contractions this time around with Pierson at home, they would get worse and worse, and they would last all day. And every time I'm like, is this it? I don't know. So I'd always call, and they'd always make me go out, and I'd spend a couple hours being monitored, and every time they would send me home. So it was just a lot of that, and every day, like I said, we thought she was coming early, and she didn't. We made it to induction day, and the morning, so we were scheduled to go in at 7 a.m. on August 10th to start our induction, and at 6 a.m. that morning.
Hold on. I wanna butt in here just a second.
Okay.
So we were supposed to be there at 7, so I set my alarm for 6 a.m. I think Libby set her alarm for 5 or 5:30 so she could get up and shower and get a few things taken care of before I got up and showered and got ready. We had our bags packed and everything, but I set my alarm for 6 o'clock, and I think I turned off my alarm, and she walked in. I was like, all right, you got to get up. We got to get ready. I'm like, can we just like call and reschedule? You know, just joking, but I literally said that because I was tired, and I think I stayed up way too late the night before. I probably couldn't sleep. And so I get in the shower, and 10-15 minutes after I woke up and made the joke, Libby knocked on the door and said, they just called to postpone. And I thought she was kidding because that would have been funny. But no, she was serious. So here I was making a joke, trying to just buy ourselves some time. And the hospital did it themselves.
Yeah, so they called me, and the funny thing is, like, he made the joke about it, and the night before, I was thinking in my head, watch them call and reschedule, because my TikTok feed is all full of, like, pregnancy stuff, and, like, people have been posting TikToks about their inductions being pushed because their OB floor or labor and delivery floors are too busy and things like that. I'm like, watch that happen to us. And what do you know? It did. Our labor and delivery floor had a lot of, like, walk-in spontaneous labors that they weren't obviously planning on, and they had some emergency surgeries. And so they called at like 6:15 that morning and said, hey, we're gonna have to postpone. Obviously I was pissed, but I also understand, and I also know that, like, we wanted to have the best care too. So if they're all swamped with other patients and the one OB that's on call is occupied the entire time we're there, that wouldn't be good either. So I got over it. I went back to bed because I hardly slept that night. And then they called me back at 10 a.m. They said, can you come in the next half hour or so? And I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. So we took Elliot to Grandma's. We loaded up the rest of the stuff in the car, and we headed out to the hospital.
It is Wednesday, August 10th, 2022. And today is the day Libby gets induced for baby Pierson to be born. And we were supposed to go at 7 a.m. And I woke up at 6, and jokingly I said, hey, can we just like call and reschedule, because I was tired. So thought it was funny, and I get in the shower, and Libby knocks on the door and says, hey, they just called to postpone. So I went back to bed, woke up when Elliot did, let Libby sleep in. Libby slept for a couple hours, and they called us and said, all right, you guys can come out at between 10:30 and 11, and we'll get going.
So here we are.
They had some people walk in and had an emergency surgery or something, so they just got overcrowded and didn't have the staffing to do this. So we decided to kind of document some of today, because we didn't really do anything for Elliot when she was born, because we didn't know it was going to happen. For one, when we went out there, we thought we were going to be sent home, and now we kind of know more what to expect, and this will be a good distraction for me. Plus, now we have a nice new camera where we can do this. So, what do you have to say?
That's it. I'm ready. Let's go.
Definitely been a long and interesting 39 and a half weeks. We're obviously very excited to be having another child, and hoping everything stays on track like it has. And I guess we'll see what the next clip is, because we don't even know what's gonna happen or how fast, or we don't know.
God, I hope fast.
Yeah.
Fast and furious. Get it over with.
That might be a little aggressive, but so we are heading there, and I guess by the time we get there and update this clip, you won't even know that it's been hours. So,
They got us into our room, and then we sat there for like 2 hours before anybody came in. So that was kind of stupid, but it is what it is. I know they were busy. So we finally got into our room, or we were in our room, but we finally got started with the induction like around 12:30ish, maybe. First things first, they did ultrasound, make sure baby still head down, and then they checked me to see if I had made any progress. I hadn't. I was still only at a 1, and so this time we opted to do a round of Cytotec, which you don't need the details of that. It's a pill to help you like soften and dilate a little bit, and I only ended up needing 1 round of that, which was great because they were talking about potentially needing 2 or 3 rounds, which would suck because you can't get out of bed with it.
It took 4 hours for that dose.
Yeah, so I had to lay in bed for 4 hours, which sucked because I really wanted to be like active.
No, you had to lay in bed for an hour for it to start.
Oh yeah, okay.
But you couldn't get a second dose until 4 hours after.
Sure.
So it was kind of a slow go for a while. We're all hooked up. Eating ice chips.
Flavored ice chips.
Blue raspberry ice chips. How you doing?
We're good.
It's gonna be a long day.
We got the IV, we got wireless monitors, and we got Cytotec going.
So that's supposed to help speed some stuff up and get going.
Except I can't move for the next hour, and I really have to pee.
And we're hungry.
Yeah, we're hungry.
And you can't eat.
Because I haven't eaten since 5:30 last night, and that was really stupid.
I'm gonna eat without her.
So anyways, I got the Cytotec, and that dilated me to like between a 3 and a 4, which was great progress. And by that time, I already needed the epidural. I wanted to wait so bad to get to like a 5 or a 6, but I just couldn't do it anymore. And so it took him a while to come in and do the epidural. The anesthesiologist, or whatever you call him, what was he?
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Was great. I was kind of skeptical about whether or not I wanted to get an epidural, just because when I got one with Elliot, it did not work at all. And I thought, this is a ton of money to be spending on something that isn't working for me. So I talked with the anesthesiologist before they like started it this time around to be like, we need to make sure this works. What can we do? Like things like that. And he was very, very on board and like adamant about making sure that it worked, not leaving the bedside until it worked.
Understanding what may have happened with Elliot.
Yeah, figuring out what went wrong with Elliot and things like that.
Got the epidural. Got the Pitocin going. It's currently 8:30 p.m. Probably going to be a while.
We'll see.
Eating those flavored ice chips. They have blue raspberry. It's a snow cone. You good? Is your tongue
still blue?
Yeah.
And lo and behold, it worked. And so I literally, Christian and I both slept off and on until I got to about a 6. And that going from like a 3.5 to 6 is what took the most time throughout the day. But it was easy. It was painless. I mean, obviously there's still some pressure and stuff, but it was so smooth. We both rested. Obviously they still kept, we had difficulty like keeping baby on the monitor, and so they kept coming in like every 10-15 minutes to put me in a different position, and things like that to make sure that they could keep baby on the monitor.
That was just a technology issue, not an actual, there's nothing wrong with baby, there's nothing wrong with you. And going back to the anesthesiologist, we did have students helping
with every aspect.
Both the anesthesiologist, and she was great. She actually did your epidural, I think, with his supervision. And we had another one with our OB. And overall, as busy as they were, our care didn't suffer. And we thought that was really important. And even when they switch shifts after their 12 hours, last time we had a bit more issue with kind of the handing off to the next person. And this time we knew some of the people from before. And I thought, especially when you were in labor, through the delivery, we had really great everything. And also, if I keep yawning during this, it's not because I'm bored with Libby talking. It just, obviously, we're a bit sleep deprived. So, to skip ahead a little bit.
Anyways, yes, I got to around 6, and they came and checked me again. And at that point, the epidural was starting to wear off.
So, at 10:45 p.m., I think I decided, okay, I'm going to go to bed. Libby's mom had been with us for most of the day. She decided to go home and get some sleep because at this point we were thinking it's going to be 3-4 hours probably.
At least.
She still had quite a bit to go, and it just was kind of the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And it was
I forgot to mention, at this point, when the epidural started, they had started me on Pitocin too to help the contractions like pick up and help me dilate even more. And I also had Pitocin with Elliot, so I knew what to expect in that to make the contractions much worse.
Yeah. So Libby's mom goes home. I go to bed on the couch, and Libby's, thankfully, she slept quite a bit once she was on the epidural because she could relax and actually rest.
Yeah.
So at about 12:30, no, 1.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
We'll say 12:45. I wake up and everything all of a sudden seems a bit more fast and furious in our room. And I'm kind of confused, and Libby just seems a bit distressed, and I'm just like, what did I miss? And so at about 12:30, the epidural had started to wear off, and everything really started to pick up. And
yeah.
So I woke up, and Libby's like, call my mom, tell her if she wants to come back, she needs to come back now.
Yeah, like I had maxed, if you get an epidural, you can like press the button to like keep the dosage like flowing or whatever. I don't actually know if that's the right terms, but I had maxed it out, and I was starting to feel everything on my right side. My left side was still completely numb, which was such a weird feeling, but everything on my right side.
So right around 1, the doctor came in and said, all right, I'm going to check you. Okay, you're about an 8, between 8 and a 9. And so that's when I'm calling Libby's mom and say, hey, if you want to be here, now's the time. About a half hour later.
Not even.
The nurse came in and said, okay.
No, I had the nurse come in because I was feeling the urge
to push. They
always say it feels like you need to poop. But yeah, I was starting to feel that. And I'm like, can we get the nurse in here? And so she comes in. She's like, let's just do a practice push, and I'm going to check you while you do it. And so she's checking me while I'm doing a practice push, and all of a sudden she's like, stop. She's
like, I'm going to go get the doctor.
We're having a baby.
We're having the baby.
And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, so then everything is just like...
The doctor had just delivered another baby.
Like, literally minutes before this.
And so she went and got him, and he's like... asking the nurse questions like, okay, did you do this? She goes, yep. And so they take off the end of the bed and they put up the stirrups and everything. And he goes, all right, with the next contraction, go ahead and push. And we waited, 5 seconds for the contraction to start. And 10 seconds into the contraction, on Libby's first push, literally one push, he goes, the nurse goes, okay, listen to the doctor. And he says, look down. And he holds Pierson up. And... I didn't even react.
Like I was bawling.
With Elliot, I cried. With this one, I was just kind of like...
What the fuck?
I was so confused because I thought they were joking.
Everything just happened so quickly. And my mom literally walked in like...
5 minutes before.
5 minutes before I pushed the kid out.
So I will include some of the video and pictures and stuff in here. So
yeah, we recorded the whole thing.
Well,
not my business.
From
but
a YouTube appropriate angle.
Yeah, from an appropriate angle.
Everything went really well.
Yeah, she was fine. She was healthy. I got to hold her right away.
You cut the umbilical cord?
I cut the cord myself, which was kind of fun. Christian refused.
It freaks me out. I can't. The sound of like the crunching of the scissors going...
Okay. Ugh. Anyways, I needed like 2 or 3 stitches is all. And placenta came out one piece and very quickly. And then just snuggled baby for a very long time.
She was born at 1:52 in the morning. Nothing like staying up late and then going to bed at 5 a.m. because you just had a baby.
Yeah, and she was literally almost the exact same size as Elliot.
2 ounces heavier than Elliot and a half an inch longer.
Yeah, 6 pounds, 8.9 ounces, 19 and a half inches long.
Tiny baby. It is Saturday, August 13th. It is Saturday, August 13th, and we are heading home. We have the baby. Want to show her?
Sure. Here she is.
everything is good. Mama's good, baby's good. Now we go home, hang out with her and Elliot, figure out what all this looks like. I am the toddler entertainment committee. We go on lots of walks, and more recently, we had our pictures taken by our friend Cora, and that was Pierson's real first outing. And we went to our local apple orchard and took her with, and that was fun. So we're starting to try to go do more things, especially as the weather cooperates.
Yeah, my like postpartum recovery has been like
knock on wood,
incredible. Like I don't know, there's hardly any bleeding, there's no pain, there's no.
You're wanting to get back to work a little sooner?
Nothing like Elliot at all. Like, I just remember being in so much pain just to, like, sit on the couch with Elliot, and I don't have any of that this time around. Like, the biggest issue was me having potentially that mastitis, but I got some drugs for that to take care of it, and then drying things up when I decided to stop that has been, like, the worst part of it all. I've been very emotional, which is like a given, regardless of whether you're suffering with postpartum or not.
You're hormonal.
Yeah, you're definitely hormonal no matter what. So I'm dealing with that. But other than that,
Elliot's doing great.
Yeah.
I wish she was a part of this video, but it'd be impossible to record if she was. Her biggest thing is just she's almost 2.5, so she just wants to run, and
yeah,
she just needs to slow down 5%.
She has a ton of energy that she wants to burn, and I obviously can't constantly be like at the park or outside. And so in the moments where she's like either wanting attention or we're both like I'm giving attention to the baby and Christian's like making lunch or something like that, and Elliot needs something, that's when some things kind of hit the fan. But other than that, she's been so great. She loves Pierson.
She's obsessed with Pierson.
Yeah, kissing and hugging and...
Wakes up and wants to take pictures with her.
Yeah, she'll like wake up and she'll want to be like, baby, baby. And I'll be like, you want to hold her? And she'll say, yeah. And so I like have her lay down and put her arm out and she holds her and then she says, cheese. And so I take a picture every morning and it's adorable.
Hey. Elliot, look at the baby. Can you give her a kiss?
Hey, look at baby Pierson.
Give her a kiss.
Oh, be nice. Oh.
You give Pierson a kiss?
Yeah, she's got a little hat.
Oh, okay. You ready? Okay, here we go.
Oh.
Look, it's your sister.
Hi.
Oh.
You already got this figured out.
Aww. Elliot, can you give her a kiss? Can you give Pierson a kiss? Oh, you're the best sister.
You hug?
Yeah, and a hug. Okay. Oh, yep, you gave her a squeeze. Good job. Oh, not too tight.
Nice and soft.
Hi. Hi.
Is she cute? Look, she wants to look at you.
Hey, baby.
Yeah, the baby.
Hi, baby. My hat? Thank you, hat.
Do you want to put the hat back on the baby?
Yeah.
Want mommy to help you put it on the baby?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Okay, hold on. Oh, okay.
We're very heavily considering season 2 of Too Tired being about being too tired, and talking to other parents, especially creatives, and kind of maybe the activities that they do with their kids, but also how they have that balancing act, and even how they balance with their significant other, because Libby has dominantly taken care of Pierson. Not that I haven't helped, because I obviously do.
And not that I haven't helped with Elliot.
Right, but that's just kind of how we figured out this has worked for us, and I've done a lot of the cooking and a lot of the...
Well, and a lot of that stemmed from me originally breastfeeding.
Yes.
So...
And we based a lot of it off of your postpartum from Elliot, and kind of just what worked. And
yeah, and this postpartum was totally different, so...
For the most part,
Yeah.
stuff has been pretty great.
Yeah, overall, labor and delivery experience, 10 out of 10.
Libby immediately was like, I want 3 more kids.
Yeah, I do.
We'll see. Maybe 1 more.
At least 1 more, you promised.
I didn't promise anything.
You did.
We'll see what happens. Oh, this is baby Pierson.
She's pretty cute. When she first came out, we thought she looked exactly like Elliot. When we did the 5D ultrasound, we thought, damn, she just looks like Elliot, even though she's like smushed up in a
Now, not so much.
10 layers of skin and muscle. I don't know. And now, sometimes she looks like Elliot, but otherwise she looks like her totally own person. Like, her hair is much lighter. There's some more like strawberry in it, which comes from my side.
Strawberries.
Her nose is like, she has more like a button
Her
nose.
face is more triangular right here because of the lines under her eyes,
But her eyes are very much like Elliot's, especially when they're open.
she's filling out. Her cheeks have gotten super chubby in the last couple weeks.
Yeah. Can't wait to see what she looks like in like 2 more weeks.
Well, if you have questions, let us know. If there's anything you want to know that we kind of left out, we kind of skipped a lot.
Yeah. We didn't do a ton of details, but like for the most part it wasn't super eventful. Like it was painful when I wanted to get the epidural. Like contractions were like 1.5 minutes apart. And so like breathing through that while they're doing the epidural obviously sucked, but we did it. And then when I started to feel everything on my right side when the epidural wore off was absolutely horrendous, but it was fast. Like the time, like going from that 8.5 to 10 in like 25-ish minutes was, everything was so fast and like insane. I don't even have the words to describe, like, I don't know. It was weird, but
Fast and Furious.
yeah,
Without
who knows?
Vin Diesel.
Who knows what the next one will be like.
Let us know about topics for season 2. Let us know if you want to be on. We would love to talk to other creative parents, especially. We do have some other.
We have life updates, but
We'll do another one for
a
that.
different video, and I feel like we want to do all this, but it's not. It probably won't be as frequent as it had been when we first started, just because we now have a 3-week-old and a 2.5-year-old.
Yeah, and there are still some other topics that I would love to get into that I may do without Libby, and vice versa, just so we can kind of balance stuff.
Christian goes back to work in 3 weeks.
4 weeks.
3.5 weeks. So we're gonna have to figure out life with me handling both at home all day, every day, while also running my business. So there's that too.
Otherwise, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're watching on YouTube. You're definitely watching. This isn't going to be a podcast.
Send us some caffeine.
Yeah. We would take some caffeine
Yeah,
at this
we
point.
would take some caffeine.
Otherwise, we will hopefully see you in less than 5 months.
Yeah. We won't do a 5-month break again.
No. I definitely want to get back to this, and even if we do a little updates and post them to just Instagram or something. And maybe some TikTok finally.
We'll see. Anyway, thanks for following. Thanks for listening. If you have any questions.
If you want to hang out, if you want to be friends, if you want to be on the show, if you have ideas for the show, let us know.
You know where to find us.